Hello and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. You're here with Zoe from Learning Boosters. You can find us at www.learningboosters.com.au and welcome to Wisdom Wednesday. This month's blog is all about learning fatigue and how are we going to ease that burden. We all get learning fatigue in different ways. So consider this, it's the end of a long work day. This workday could involve meetings, settings, deadlines, writing reports, or going to school or university. So we've been doing these types of things all day long, and I know what it's like because I do a lot of my teaching online as well, and a lot of my preparing and scheduling and all the rest of it online as well. So you know what it's like when that reminder pops up in your phone or on your computer reminding you that you have an exam to study for, or you have an online meeting or an online lecture or a training session that starts in 5 minutes' time. If you're anything like me, you are far from excited about it. Your eyes will probably glaze over as you try to muster the energy to engage, but instead you just feel total exhaustion. Let me reassure you that you're not alone in these feelings. Many workers and students are experiencing burnout or anxiety around finding that extra energy to stay engaged all the time. Fortunately, we can do something about it. But first, what is learning fatigue and why does it happen? So learning fatigue is basically when you just can't take on any more information. Now, it might manifest itself in a few different ways. You might be constantly tired, you might feel anxious every time you go to the computer, or you might just feel, oh no, I have to go back and do that again. So with online learning, there's so much for the brain to have to process at once. So you've got text, you've got images, you've got automations, you've got, animations, you've got videos, you've got audio. So the online world is really an overloading of that sensory. It's like a smorgasbord, if you like, of senses. And this multi-sensory way of learning can exhaust your sensory part of your brain and your processing part of your brain. So here are 5 traits to look out for when looking for learning fatigue. And you're probably aware of them all at some stage in your life. So 1, of course, is exhaustion. 2, anxiety. 3, stress. 4, burnout. And 5, just total weariness and tiredness. So according to recent surveys, 69% of working students are experiencing burnout. 69% of working students are experiencing burnout. That's pretty phenomenal. So even though the most motivated people are feeling that one more learning session might just be a bit too much. So it's not the fact that you're lazy or the fact that you just don't get it or the fact that you can't do it. It is a real, well-known medical fact that 69% of working students are getting some sort of online burnout. So let me give you 9 ways that you can actually prevent this from happening, or if you are in the middle of it right now, to help you to ease it. So number 1, keep going back to your reason why. So why are you doing this online learning? Why are you working so much online? Are you giving yourself enough breaks? So go back to your why and keep referring to that why, because it's a very strong reason for you to keep doing these things. Number 2, have regular breaks. It seems pretty obvious, but when we're in the middle of something and we're so engrossed in what we're doing, sometimes we don't know how much time's gone by. Let's face it. So have regular breaks is really important. And what I tend to do is I work in 45-minute blocks. So I'll put a timer on for 45 minutes. And when that timer goes off, I'll have a break. So most of my online student sessions with students are 45 minutes. So I'll put it on for 50 when I know it's a student, so that the timer will go off after our session has completed, is totally finished. Or I might put it on for 55 minutes if I think that student's going to need a little bit of extra talking at the end. But I always have a break every hour. You need it. If you're going to be engrossed in all this multi-sensory learning and working, then you really, really do need to have those breaks, and you need to put a timer on as well. I find I have to have a timer, otherwise, again, it just goes, the time just goes, and you went, oh my goodness, I've been doing this for 2 hours. So I have regular breaks. So when we sit around and we look at that screen, we tend to get tired. When you notice you're feeling that way, make sure you have a stretch. You can go for a run, you can go for a walk, you can do some yoga, you know, just 5 minutes, just a couple of stretches will really help. Because the reason we're feeling tired is because we're sitting for so long, and it's the lack of oxygen that's getting around. Our blood system is not moving around, not pumping around so much. Number 3. Now, I know this is going to sound strange, and I talked about it last month on last month's blog. Throw away your to-do list. Yep, that's right. Throw it away just for a couple of days. I'd like you to actually write down what you have achieved in those days, not just what you need to do. Now, the reason I'm suggesting this is to trick your brain into realizing that you are making progress, because sometimes we can sit online doing things and it's done, and you close the lid on your computer and it's done, and you don't actually physically see that you or feel that you've done anything or achieved anything. So sometimes it's nice just to have a whiteboard or a piece of paper or something and write down exactly what it is that you have achieved in that day or days. Number 4, change your space. Now, quite often, if I'm doing planning for students, I will go to a coffee shop, or if the weather's really nice, I'll go and sit outside because I've got a nice deck area, or I will actually go and sit in the park and do my work. So changing your space helps you to change your outlook on what you're actually doing. It gives you a different type of energy and a different type of perspective. Number 5, reward yourself. After a good study session or a really good working session, reward yourself with a cup of coffee or a snack, something you really love to eat, or watch a movie, or a phone call to a friend, or a quick text to a friend, or go out with a friend. Number 6, get help when you need it. If after a while you're still feeling anxious and tired, go and talk to someone you trust, like a friend, a parent, or a doctor. Number 7, learn to unplug, because most people go from their working computer to an iPad or to a phone or to, you know, your watch, because we all have these iWatches these days that do things for us as well. So it's harder to get away, and it's harder to actually learn to unplug. Putting all those computerized things in another room for just an hour even, or just half an hour every day. So getting away from your computer or being on those screens all day, that actually leads to fatigue, and having that downtime away from your screens is essential. So again, try to have a break every 15 to 20 minutes away from your computer every 45 minutes working. So in the hour, what I tend to try and do is do about 45 minutes work, 15 minutes break, 45 minutes work, 15 minutes break, that sort of thing. Number 8, the constant thoughts that go around in our heads. It can be really hard to switch off when you have constant thoughts running around in your head. Try to have times out in nature, take a rest, or watch a favourite movie, distract yourself from those actual thoughts, and again, distracting yourself from that pressure that we feel under quite often. Try and find something that allows your mind to have a break and a relax. Number 9, have a lie down on the floor with your legs up above your head for 5 or 10 minutes. So I usually lie on the floor and I put my legs curved up onto the couch and I lie there. And I might stretch out my arms, giving making sure the blood's going down to my arms, because when we're typing, we're very, the arms are bent quite a bit, and stretching out your arms can help the blood flow back into the main parts of your body. So lie down on the floor and let the blood run back to your brain, and it allows your muscles to relax as well. So what I'd like you to do, there's quite a few things you can do there. What I'd like you to do is go ahead and choose 1, 2, maybe even 3 of the above things I've just talked about with you, and do them during the day, every day, for a minimum of 7 days, and then have a little reflective thought time and see how much it has actually eased that brain pressure. Because you know that brain pressure, we can get head pressure back here for stress at the front here, and it should help you to release all that body and brain pressure, and therefore the screen fatigue that you will be experiencing currently. I really hope this has helped. Please let me know how you get on with it. I would love some feedback, and let me know which ones best help you. See you again. Bye.